Imagine waking up in an attic, an ordinary attic, dim and eerie. The shadows stretching long and thin across the floor, the dust particles floating lazily in the air. Now, waking up in an attic might not seem like a big deal to you. People wake up in strange places all the time, right? But what if you can't remember how you got there? And what if, more bewilderingly, your house doesn't even have an attic? Yes, you heard that right. My house has no attic. So, where could I possibly be? The question hung in the air, as tangible as the dust particles I could see drifting in the dim light. It was a silence so thick, it felt like a physical entity, wrapping itself around me, making the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Every small movement I made seemed to echo throughout the room, adding to the eerie feeling of the place. You might think it's a dream, a figment of an overactive imagination, but the cold floor beneath me, the musty smell of the room, it all felt too real, too tangible to be a dream. A sense of dread started to creep over me, a feeling of being watched, of being somewhere I shouldn't be. But the more I tried to remember, the more elusive the answers became. The only thing I knew for certain was that I wasn't in my own home. Days turned into nights and nights into days. The attic became my world, my prison. I could hear the distant sounds of life outside, the hum of cars, the chirping of birds. But it was as if I was cut off from the rest of the world. The mystery deepened. I had no recollection of who lived in this house or why I was in the attic. The only thing I knew was that I had to find a way out, to solve the enigma that was slowly driving me to the brink of madness. The turning point came one day when I stumbled upon a mirror, hidden behind a stack of old boxes. What I saw in the mirror was not my own reflection, but a face I didn't recognize, a face that wasn't mine. The realization hit me like a bolt of lightning. I was not in someone else's attic. I was in my own home, but in a body that wasn't mine. The face in the mirror belonged to the person who lived in this house, the person whose life I had been living, without any memory of my own. The horror of the situation was overwhelming, but the mirror had given me my answers. I was trapped not in an attic, but in a body and a life that wasn't mine. The attic was just a metaphor, a symbol of the imprisonment I felt in a life I didn't remember choosing. The mystery of the attic was finally unraveled. It wasn't a physical space, but a mental one, a manifestation of the confusion and fear I felt. And so I woke up not in an attic, but in my own bed, in my own body. The attic had been a dream, a nightmare, a manifestation of my inner turmoil. But the real horror was not the attic or the face in the mirror. It was the realization that we can be prisoners in our own lives, trapped in routines and expectations, forgetting who we really are. In the end, the attic was not a place of horror, but a place of awakening, a reminder to never lose sight of who we are, no matter how lost we may feel.